I'm making lasagna soup. I've never made it, but I looked at a recipe. I'm going to kind of just do it by memory. Some things I don't have, so I'm not going to add them. I mean, I'm just going to make do like the rest of us. IRL, right? So, I did not have any Italian sausage, but I did have some pork, ground pork. And then to this, I just added red pepper flakes, black pepper, salt, fennel seeds, what else? Marjoram, little mustard powder, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of garlic powder. So I've just had it kind of sitting and getting happy. So, but I can now start to heat that up and get it going. Let's get it on. All right. So yeah, I've kind of been inspecting the garden, seeing what's going out there. I've got some watering going on. Been doing a lot of that. Now, the only thing with this recipe, I'd kind of like to add more veggies to it. More than just tomato. I have bell pepper, but I may just add like, I don't know, grated carrot in there to get more veg in. Because I like it. So I might do that. I have carrots, I have celery, I have bell pepper. Maybe just one fat carrot will do me. Maybe. Yeah, I've been putting out a bunch of shorts. Oh, bring me over here. I've been putting out a bunch of shorts, and but they're old. They're like from February. They're just getting posted. So the beauty of having a little bit of video in your tool chest. Because I'm really busy right now, so for me to have some extra videos lined up, that's awesome. Works out really well. Since these are breaking down, I may just shred them like this and not even grate them. Just make ribbons, because it'll break down after a while. That's what I think. Especially if they're thin. Welcome. Hey Val, how's it going? I've never tried this. Vale, sorry. I've never tried this recipe, but if you've seen, I did a live making lasagna, and it was about, I don't know, I think it was over 20-pound lasagna that I made. And so I have a lot of broken leftover lasagna noodles. And I love ricotta cheese. Now, you don't put the ricotta in the mix in the recipe I saw. You mix like, I don't know, Parmesan, ricotta, and mozzarella. And then when you serve it, you dollop it. Hello, welcome. My eyes are terrible, so I can't see your name. Thunder, maybe. Sorry about that. I just had cataract surgery, but I'm still kind of healing from that. So, stuff you can look forward to when you're old like me. So, yeah, I'll do this and just grate it. It'll be way easier. Plus, I have shoulder surgery coming up, so grating stuff kind of really irritates me. Cutting large objects like watermelon, it's difficult. But I'll get there. I'll be on the mend before long. I'm just cutting some garlic here. Sorry. I like lots of garlic. How about y'all? You big garlic fans? They say you shouldn't do garlic before a surgery. Like, not my doctor, but if you Google, like, what not to do before surgery, that's kind of one of the things. I don't know what it does to your blood. Maybe, I don't know. But we eat a lot of it in this house. Like, almost every dish has garlic in it. So, here, let me turn you a little bit there. So just rocking the knife helps too. I had to do some stuff where I had to do like really heavy pounding, and that hurts. Just pounding the knife to get the husk off the garlic is kind of painful right now. Like I said, so far so good. Surgery is scheduled for the 10th, or the 9th, the 9th. So excited to get that done. It'll look fire in a minute. I've got the pan behind me heating up so I can put the meat in. So I didn't have any Italian sausage, and I think I only had one package of ground beef, but the pork, it wasn't sausage, it was pork, ground pork that I had. And it's been there a while, so I wanted to use it up out of the freezer. So, some rotating stock in. Oh yeah, I put some basil in the sausage as well. I just made my own kind of sausage flavoring. So I've done that before with like breakfast sausage. I'll just buy ground turkey, ground chicken. Sometimes I'll mix pork in with it to give it some moisture, a little moisture, but not as much fat. And then I'll just season it for like breakfast sausage or Italian sausage. It's way more economical. I may have to start going back to that. Of course, that's all based on availability of the product, right? So, we'll see. But, all right. Quick and dirty on this. Like I said, by the time this cooks up a while, because I think by the time it gets going, it'll have like an hour and a half of simmer time. It'd be better if it was overnight. The thing with this dish, though, is you can make all the base ahead of time. You just don't want to add the noodles until you're actually ready to eat it. So, all right. That is my breakfast. Cheers. All right. Let's get some poke frying up here. So there it is, homemade Italian sausage. Oh, it already smells good. It already smells like Italian sausage. Instead of one of those multi-pronged tool things to mince your meat, I just smash it down. Give it a minute, and then we'll stir it. Smash it down. It kind of minces itself that way. It's awesome. Steamy. Should be a Halloween edition. Alright. Is that a better view? Yeah, maybe. Right, stir again. Smash down. And then you can get rid of your little three-way meat tool there, because this works charmingly. You'll see in a minute once this steam dies down. See how easy that breaks up? Without having to bang it. You just put it in there, mush it down throughout the bottom of the pan. Then you give it just, 30 seconds and you stir it. Give it some time, stir it, and it automatically crumbles for you. I'll crumble for you. I'll crumble for you. I'll crumble for you. Alright. See, it's already almost done, all broken up. That works with ground beef too. So, done in no time. With all that, not all that chopping stuff going on. Easy peasy. Alright. We're going to go ahead and add some onion. You always add your garlic last. This, I'm only adding my onion now because this really looks pretty lean. So I'm happy for that. So that's a Vidalia onion. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So we take advantage of that Vidalia onion season. For sure. So we'll cook these till they're translucent. Kinda. Unless I get impatient. Should I put a bell pepper in here? What do you think? Hey, Hunter, what's going on? Good. You probably need to eat something. I'm making lasagna soup. Should I add some bell pepper to it for more veggie? I put an onion. I grated a carrot that's going to dissolve in there. I've got garlic. I'm going to add, of course, tomato. Because I got to get my beta carotene. All right, separate the carrot from the garlic a little better. All right. Back to stirring. Stirring the pot. That's about as much pot stirring as you'll get out of my channel. Right, Hunter? Yeah, I have red, yellow, and I have green in the garden, but I do have red and yellow. Should I put a yellow in for some contrast? What do you think? Red or yellow? Which one? How's it going, Human Villa? Red? You think red? Okay. I like red because they're sweet. Now, Q said Q on YouTube. She can only do, I believe she can only do the yellow bell peppers. She doesn't much care for the others so much. All right. Our onion is about translucent. look at there. I think we can add our, I'm just going to add the carrot in now, get it going. And then I'll go cut the bell pepper. Let's do this. So there's a lot of moisture in there, so that'll get the carrots started before I add the garlic. All right. Well, like I said, I've never made this before. I looked at a couple recipes, so I'm just kind of doing it from that. And I don't have everything the recipe's called for, so I'm improvising. Like I said, I made my own Italian sausage, which is some ground pork and spices. Then I think a lot of them call for canned sauces, but I don't use canned sauce. I make my own marinara sauce. And I learned an easy way to make it from an Italian. Her secret was to just use crushed peppers. Currently cooking country fried steak. Oh my gosh, whole grain rice. Now that's kind of counter, isn't it? Might as well just go for the white rice if you're making country fried steak now. And especially if you're making it with all the breading and frying it. Might as well go all in. Take a little bit of the membrane out because it can get a little bitter to some people. I do have a bitter gene. I taste bitter. But I don't have the cilantro gene, which makes cilantro taste like soap. And if you cut your pepper on the rough side, it's so much easier to cut. Same with tomatoes. I'll just add these in at the same time. I have small hands, y'all, so I may cut a little differently. It's hard for me to grab a veggie. All right. With my tiny hands. This is going to be good, y'all. I think adding the pepper was a great idea. That country fried steak. Little Tyrannosaurus Rex hounds. What was I going to say? You threw me off there, Hunter. Alright, so there's the bell pepper. We're going to throw this in all at the same time. Back over here. Alright. See, it's still putting out moisture. And we like things that are moist, because they remind us of Bimbo Barbarella. The late, great Bimbo Barbarella. Speaking of which, we're going to have a memorial tribute to Bimbo Barbarella, an extravaganza, September 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. And then tomorrow night is music trivia live on my channel at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And tomorrow night's trivia, music trivia, there will be songs that name cities. And not just U.S. cities. It could be anywhere around the world. Alright, this is smelling so delightful. I need that garlic. I need that garlic to All right, I'm going to open a can of crushed tomatoes now. And this is a secret. This is a secret to my sauce that I learned from an Italian, New Yorker. Use crushed tomatoes. You don't have to make a sauce all day long. You can make a sauce, a beautiful spaghetti sauce in like 20 minutes or less. However long it takes you to chop the vegetables. If you want to do it in a food processor, it'll take you much less. Much less. I may even put mushrooms in here. Should I put mushrooms in for another nutrient? No, we're just going to do it all on Mark's channel. That way we can copyright violate away. And I'm frustrated because I got a copyright violation on a video I had scheduled. And, you know, I got the music from Adobe. And I got a copyright strike on it. And I pay for that. And so why I got a strike, I don't know. But I deleted that video. I'm going to edit it and re-upload it. And they also said I was also strike because of my a name. And the only thing I can think of is I put Ford in the title. And I put Ford in the thumbnail. So I'm just going to have to go edit that. It won't take long. I say that, then it'll take forever to render. Alright, so now I'm going in with the tomato, crushed tomatoes. And isn't this, you know, we gotta add some water to that. We're making a soup, not a sauce. Alright, now I'm just gonna add a half a can of water to start, y'all. I may add more. I think I'm going to add another half a can. Because this is going to cook down. You get all happy sauce. Nothing better than happy sauce. Alright. Now it looks more like a soup. Alright. Now, if I had some fresh basil this year, which I don't, I'd add that in there. And I do have pesto still, but I'm not going to add pesto to this. What else can I put in here? Oh yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of now, one of the recipes I looked at called for beef, ground beef, as well as the pork. You know, the Italian sausage. Like I said, I'm conserving the meat because it's expensive these days. But I am, since I added that water, I am going to add, this is going to be my sodium. I'm going to add some better than bouillon beef in here. Roasted beef base. Just to make it a little bit richer. And to give it some sodium. Alright, what else are we doing? I guess that's it. We're going to simmer this. There's a look at how it looks now. You can see the carrot ribbons, but like I said, they'll probably disintegrate. It smells so good, y'all. But I think I'll probably end up having to add some more water. because it is still pretty thick. See what I say about like using crushed tomatoes for your sauce? This is even with a can of water added in. I mean, it's definitely not spaghetti sauce thick, but it's not soupy thin either. So there we have it. There's the base. It's all about that base. About that base. Appeal. Yeah, I did appeal it, and they denied my appeal. I even gave them my content ID code. Because with Adobe, they give you a specific number for your use. That's what I did. But they wanted to ding me anyway. I'm a dingling. So I just took out some Parmesan. I have some ricotta cheese here, whole milk. I like a lot of ricotta. I got some home-style parm. Apparently it doesn't have the cellulose, which is basically sawdust. So I buy that brand, but it's expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. All right. So now I do need my cheese grater still. Or my soup's boiling. I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. Put it on low and let it continue to do its thing there. And then here we're going to grate some mozzarella. Mozzarella and the Parmesan's melted. We're going to add some ricotta cheese to that. Make a nice little cheesy dollop for our lasagna soup. And I'll probably, add a little bit of extra on the side because I like extra. I like being extra. Alright, so I've got some whole milk mozzarella from when I made the lasagna, but it's in it's actually pretty good. All right, I'm using a paper plate when I grate because it's just easier, and if I use a china plate, it tends to scooch all over the place. So this kind of at least keeps the grater and cheese stationary. Kind of hard to see over the text there. There we go. I don't know that we need a ton of this mozzarella. Because then you'll end up with like cheese threads all down your cheek, your chin. But Hunter could eat this now because he doesn't have a beard anymore. You look good, Hunter. I like what was hiding under all that. All right. Alright, let's get some spoons. I need to run that another time, my dryer. Alright. Oh, Hunter, I got denied on one of the procedures. Hey Ray, how's it going? First time ever insurance denial on a procedure a doctor said needed done. And I have a feeling that if he doesn't do it, it's going to just continue to be painful. Because I think what he wanted to do was put in like a prosthetic. It's a thing next to the clavicle. It's a little bridge between the clavicle and the shoulder. And I think he wanted to cut some of that out and then replace it. And they're like, no, this is unnecessary. But let me tell you, it hurts to wear a bra, and that's exactly where that is. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to the doctor about it Friday. I can appeal, but you can only appeal by mail, and Lord knows the mail in Atlanta is still so screwed. Was it Q sent me a package from Michigan? It took, I think it took over a week to get here. It was like a week and a half. It was crazy. I threw some black pepper in there. Yeah, the pre-authorization. So it's crazy, but they've approved parts of the surgery, just not that particular part of the surgery. I think I grated too much cheese here. We'll find out. I want it to be like a little dollop ball here. So we'll just keep adding ricotta until we get that cheese ball-like effect. I think I need a bigger bowl now. Let's use this because any leftover Chris can take in his lunch and not have to use another container. Let's transfer this over. All right. So I like using a paper plate. You can, all the cheese just kind of slides right off. Slippy slide. I made a squash casserole the other day. I was going to add egg to it, and I totally forgot. And I just now remembered that I forgot. Now Chris knows, well, I think he knew what he was getting for dinner. Hey Chris, what's going on, buddy? You know what I like? I went over to your channel. I was watching a few shorts, and I like that crab that y'all had. I have one box left over from, what holiday was it? New Year's? Something, you know, when usually the holidays, they go on sale, right? And that's when I buy them. Stick them in the freezer, and then but I was looking at the sales, y'all, the flyers for Labor Day coming up, and it was pitiful. I didn't really see any good deals. I'm like, oh, ribeyes on sale, $16.99 a pound. And you know, I found that that grocery store, it's a bit far from me, but their ribeyes are $8.99 a pound. Or was it $6.99 a pound? It was something ridiculous. But, all right, there's our cheese dollop to go on the, I think I should add a little bit more ricotta though. It's kind of breaking up just a little bit. Like I said, I'll probably spoon some ricotta into my soup anyway because I like ricotta better than these other cheeses. Alright. That's a little more like it. Now it's holding together nicely. So, and I guess if you have a nice little cookie dropper baller thing, you could use that to make pretty little dollops on your soup, but I don't have that. But see, it kind of holds together now. So you can get nice dollops of cheese mixture in the soup. All right. I try to be a minimalist. I know. I still have a ton of that Hunter in there. I think we've only had one serving each of that 20-pound lasagna I made. But that's why I'm making this, is because I had so many broken shells left, you know. You know when you buy the lasagna things, there are a bunch of broken ones in there. So that's what I'm going to use up with this and get it out of my pantry. You know, waste not, want not, and all. So, Ray, what have you been up to? I just edited my tour of the Ford Museum of Innovation, and I just finished editing the Piquet Museum, the Ford, where they made the first Model Ts. That is a really cool building. And this was interesting. I learned this last night, Ray. True fact. So the guy, Albert Kahn, who designed the Fisher Building, right? That architect group still exists in Detroit. And they're the ones who did the upgrade, remodel, all that stuff for the Piquet Avenue Museum. True story. Because what they're doing more now is, and I love this, they're going, you know, they did so many Art Deco buildings and a lot of factories. In fact, Albert Kahn did a lot of factories in Russia, you know, post World War II, right? So, but yeah, they're still in business, but one of their main business models that they're doing now is that they are they're going into these vintage Art Deco buildings and old buildings and reviving them, making them like live, work, play kind of environments and doing upgrades to them. So I think that's really cool that they're saving these historic buildings by kind of doing remodels and renovations. I love Detroit. I had such a good time there. I've really learned a lot about it. All right, here's how our soup is looking now. That is looking really, really yummy. Well, Hunter, if you ever get down here, there's lasagna awaiting. You just have to stick it in the microwave. Help yourself. In fact, the lasagna stash is back by the guest bedroom. So, you know, there's that. 51 next month. Oh, Christopher, congratulations. Another year around the sun. Hey, Teresa, how are you doing? Man, it was so good seeing Lori's prepping for heaven last night. I was so concerned about her, like everybody else. But she had a howdy doody of a welcome home. Did she go live again since then? The days are merging together. I'm sure you could, Hunter. I'm sure you could. I want to go back up there. After you sent me the video of all the stuff I missed in Cedar Rapids, I really kind of want to go back up. It has a cool town with a cool vibe. They just closed down too early. Way too early. So, yeah. This soup is going to be good. I should taste of it. As they say in the South, I'm going to taste of it. What time is it? It's 4. Oh, wait. We lost power for a while. I don't know what time it is. Wow. That's really good. I'm not even going to add anything else to it. Because I put a little extra. I didn't measure out my spices when I made the Italian sausage. Italian. So I'm just going to leave it. I think what I'm going to do is I can break down my noodles. Make them a little bit more uniform or whatever that is, because they're all going to be all crunched up. Oh, it's 5:13 because Chris is heading home. Google says he'll be home. All right. He's such a good man. See, he lets me know. My theory, though, is he lets me know when he's coming home so he has dinner ready when he gets home. Hopefully. Let me move my personal stuff a little bit. Y'all, I have good tablecloths, but I put this plastic one down that's all faded. I put it down as a base, but whenever I end up cleaning the nice tablecloths, I end up not putting them back on. And I have multiples, so I can put one in the wash and put a fresh one on. But because of that, and I put these under here. This table looks brand new under here. I've had problems in the past because Chris likes to carry a clipboard, and inevitably, those dang, you know how the clipboard has the rivets on the back? He'll put stuff on it and he'll slide it down the table. He's just totally like messed up a table before. So I just cover them now. That way we both cohabitate better together. All right, so noodles. This had to put them in like 4-inch thingies, but I'm like, oh, that's too big, in my opinion. Oh, ugh. Good thing I have safety glasses on. This is crazy. I really want some beef and noodles, Hunter. I'm going to have to make a trip up to the Amish market again. But I don't know. Sometimes Kroger has Kluski noodles. But the Amish market's more fun. I haven't been up there since my last trip. It's pretty far. Is that irritating to y'all? It's irritating to me. Oh, stop. Let's get through this. I think this should be all right, like overnight in a soup, right? Or should I put it out on a side dish and then put the noodles in? I don't know, y'all. This is a pain. This is what I don't like about this recipe. I'll say that right now. Well, that's a 4-inch piece, but that's going to expand. It's going to be huge. I have stuff flinging over to the wall over there. To the window. To the wall. Ooh. All right. Okay. This is a bit much. I'm going to guess I'll never make this again. I don't know though. It tastes delicious, but this is a little irritating. Ooh. Oh, shoot. In it. All right. So that wasn't a good strategy. Don't try and do multiples. You got to do one at a time. Oh my gosh. That's painful. All right. I think I'm gonna put tonight's portion in its own pan and then put these in. I love you, Hunter. I appreciate that. All right, that's a lot of noodles. I think we'll do, yeah, I think we'll portion out some once it simmers a while and then just add these in at the last minute. But just what we'll eat tonight. That way they won't get too overcooked. So what's in these? Too much crap. Durum wheat semolina, niacin, ferrous, so it is enriched. But non-GMO project verified. All right. And when I made that lasagna, I didn't even cook my noodles first, and it turned out fine. It was saucy enough. Because, you know, it's like me, saucy. A little saucy. Just a little. Man, what is it with all the drama stuff going on around YouTube, right? Right? There's Niche Lady drama. There's other channels and their dramas. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought that the reselling community would have so much drama? Oh my gosh. No, I'm glad I didn't become a reseller community. Because I was reselling when I was watching YouTube. But I never really got into the reselling community videos. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I was pretty successful, but my success was only because I started out dealing with antiques, all kinds of stuff, lighting fixtures, faucet fixtures. In fact, I gave my neighbor like a farm old vintage faucet not too long ago. Oh yeah, same here, Ryan. I can't do the drama thing. If it ain't fun, I'm not gonna do it. You know, and there's no fun in drama. So, but I don't know. I upload. I do a lot of lives. But if you've ever seen my channel, I've got car shows. I've got tractor pulls, truck pulls. I've got like a lowrider car show. I've got airplane museums, other kind of museums, art museums. I just went to Detroit, so I have a lot of car stuff coming up. So, and I travel a lot, so all my travel stuff goes on. I just do basically my life. So, but I found that people like these live cooking streams. So, I'm here to do that. Because some people they're used to takeout, and now people are having to buckle down because you can't even afford takeout at this point. But I've always been, even when I was making the big bucks, I would still come home after work every day and cook dinner. And my coworkers are like, oh, you bring your food every day. Like, do you cook every night? I'm like, yes, I cook every night. Why wouldn't I? And then they would ask me, well, how come you can afford to go on vacations? Well, I can afford to go on vacations because I bring my lunch to work. You know, so I was paying back then probably $3 a meal as opposed to them going out paying $10 a meal. So, I don't know. I don't know. We ate out at, we celebrated somebody's birthday and they wanted to go to Longhorns. So we went there, but we normally don't do like the chain restaurants. I just got a burger. Chris got the ribeye. It was pretty good, actually. A lot bigger than I thought it would be. All right. So this is looking really good. And what else? If I had some spinach, I'd put that in there. That would be a good addition, but I only have lettuce. Now the Italians, they'll put lettuce in something like this. They don't think twice about it. But I don't know. The only closest thing I've had to like cooked lettuce is I had some smoked romaine one time. And it was delicious. Here's the pot. So here's what we got going on. But yeah, this will be like 4 meals because I only eat once a day, so I'll struggle to get this down. But yeah, it's going to be a lot. And then with that cheese on there, I do wish I had some greens though. All I have is cabbage and lettuce. But I don't know. I added enough extra veggies. I think I'll be okay. I could put some sweet potato leaves in there. But they tend to do better in like a stir fry. Because they can get kind of like spinach. They get kind of really mushy if they're overcooked. So if you do them in a stir fry real quick, or they're good with scrambled with eggs. Sweet potato leaves. Oh, and Hunter, I started picking some tomatoes. They're starting to blush. Some of my San Marzanos. You know, since I got everything in so late. I'm grateful for anything. Grateful for anything. But I figured I'd take them off. That's what I did last year because the bugs start getting bad about this time of year. So, but I've got some funky squash and melons coming in. And that dang rattlesnake watermelon, holy cow. I bet it might be about 30 pounds now. So we'll see how much bigger it gets. It looks like the leaves might be starting to kind of die back, but I don't know. Let's see, I'll get you there. I wish they did horizontal screens for YouTube. There was somebody on a live last night and their screen was totally sideways the entire live, I think. And there were like 4 people there. I guess nobody was looking on their phone. So, make sure to hydrate, y'all, even in cooler weather. I threw in a few beans where I had holes in the garden. So it'll be funny if they're already coming up by garden tour Saturday. But Hunter, I think I'm like on shorts. I have scheduled up to like the 19th or 20th of September. And then I have long form videos scheduled up to, I think, the first week in October. But I'm only going to do like, you know, these occasional live cooking. I'm going to continue my music trivia on Wednesday at 8. And I'm going to do garden tour Saturday, and then I'm going to upload a video for Sunday. And I think that's kind of all I'm going to do. Yeah, because there for a while I was doing videos every day. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. All right, y'all. So this is the base. And once you do the base, it's just a matter of simmering. And then when you're ready to eat, you'll put those noodles in, let them cook, whatever it takes. It's probably going to take 8 to 10 minutes because they're bigger. And then you serve it and put that dollop of cheese on there. If I try and remember, I'll do a thumbnail of the finished product. I think I did that with the lasagna. I cooked live and then we didn't finish it because it had a lot of time to cook yet. And then I just did a snapshot of the end. So be sure to come back and check out the thumbnail. And I think I'm going to bug out now and get a couple things done before Chris comes home. So y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for keeping me company. You'll be there. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's totally organic. I love avocados. Yeah, the garden is organic. 100% organic. I try not to use anything, but like even on my soil, it has to be like certified OMR. Is it OMRI, Organic Materials Research Institute, and they certify all products for being organic. So I kind of go by that, and then I try not to use any pesticides. My favorite pesticide is a water hose. And then when it comes to ants, it's just ant wars. You pick up ants from one pile, put them in another, and then mix that around. You pick up that pile of ants, put it with your original pile, and they're gone. So that's how I deal with that. It's just the deer that are crazy. The deer. The ducks have fertilized the yard so well. Yeah. If I lose stuff, I lose stuff. I'd rather lose stuff to pests and bugs and stuff than put chemicals on it. So far so good. But you know, we got planted late and then we went on vacation. So next year's gardens are going to be way better, I think. But I'm already planning for fall. And you know, I'll garden through the winter again this year. I'll do my brassicas through the winter. So I'll have broccoli. I want to plant broccoli next, I think. So I have broccoli and collards. I may have cabbage, but they take up so much room. I just want those ground gardens done. Because once spring comes, I have to have some beds that are ready for plants because, you know, to get an early start next year. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyway. All right, Hunter. Well, thanks for modding. Thanks for being there. You're awesome. Big love to you. And have a good one. I'll save you a bowl of soup. Bye, y'all. Nice meeting you, Ryan. Yeah, does Ryan have a link? You want to drop that, Hunter? Teresa, I think, has a link too. I'll get... They just don't make it easy to share anybody's channel anymore. Anyway, so Hunter's probably out, but check out Ryan Rice. Check out Christopher 4K and Teresa. Check out all the channels. And that'd be awesome. Thanks for coming in, Human Villa. Human Villa. I don't know if it's Villa or Villa. I appreciate you. Chili Freeze, good seeing you. Weave, good seeing you. Vale, lovely seeing you here. Y'all take care, and oh, thanks, Connor. And we will catch you on the flip side.